Welcome to the Sunday Community Skirmish right here on twitch.tv/The Rob and Dan Show and dual streamed over at robanddan.tv/live. Fourth Oracle is handling the majority of the matches today. I don't have a link yet to the event today, and with me today is Mr. Brick Hardcastle.
Hello, hello, hello. I am here, of course, with Dan, the man with a plan, Letinator. And we have a veritable cornucopia of Guns Vicarous goodness today. Dan, why don't you run down what we have on tap?
For us today, it's going to be the Starbard group versus Hydra, and then Jube Chan's little... the name is cut off. Little leg. Jube Chan's little leg.
His little leg, eh?
They'll be taking on the winners between the Starbard group and Hydra. Now, they are waiting for us in-game, so we are going to get right in.
Let's do it to it.
Okay. Oh, super secret password time, so we're going to turn off the game capture for just a moment here. Just a moment.
Memento, por favore.
As we type in the super... Go. Super secret password complete.
Okay. Right, there we go. Now I have the super secret password as well. Brilliant.
It's not super secret if everyone has it, sadly.
Yes, regrettably so.
Everyone's in here, and we're looking good to go.
All right, just wait a minute. Okay.
We are joining off Matt Aloud.
Right, brilliant. Here I am, and it appears to be a full Brotherhood team. Hydra representing once again, as they did last night in the Aerodrome.
We'll refresh your page. People are still saying it's Heroes of the Storm. Refresh your Twitch pages. It should reset. Twitch has been a little off about that lately. Sorry, guys, but yeah, refresh your pages.
Now, it appears we have something of an alliance team here between the Bards and the Star Bubble Epidemic.
I think that's why they're called Starbards.
Yeah. If I was a betting man, I'd say that's probably why. What do you know about these two clans?
The Bards have actually been around for a while. That's the crazy part. We almost never see them in events, but they've been around a while. They just don't do a ton. They kind of just go around and do their own thing and have fun. They're more of like, they're kind of like the clan, as we discussed yesterday.
So they're just chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, possibly shooting some b-ball outside of the school?
Yes. Maddie, I said we were ready.
Right, okay.
Still shows here. Okay, hold on a sec, guys. Is Twitch... I will figure that out here in a moment.
The real question is Twitch not being mean to you? I mean, when's it ever nice?
Food for thought.
Food for thought there from Brick Hardcastle.
Yeah. Speaking of, do you remember your little catchphrase?
My little catchphrase
from yesterday?
Which one? I have
the one you came up with on the fly and were so excessively proud of.
Oh yes, that's right. Something about making a killing. It was a rhyme. You wrote it down, didn't you?
I did, and I'm seeing if you remembered it.
Well, you remember my catchphrases obviously better than I do, Dan. So why don't you enlighten me?
Always willing to make a killing.
There you go. Brilliant. There you go. So many great catchphrases slip through the ether of my brain, but you are there to catch them like some kind of creative fisherman with his net. Anyway, moving on from that sparkling wordplay. Looks like we are getting ready to go here. We see a galleon on each team, and galleon Pyrrha and a galleon Junker. Let's take a little closer look. Bloody hell. Timmy's legacy here is rocking 3 mine launchers. How about that?
3?
3. One's not good enough. 2's not good enough. We got to go with 3.
And 2 mercs.
And 2. Oh, yeah. I mean, well, you got to have, the long range capability as well.
Congratulations, Byron. You have come up with a ship that makes no sense at all.
I don't know if it makes no sense. I mean, let's have a look at the moose on the loose. Oh, yeah, it makes no sense. Those mines are probably not going to get used because we see the starboards also appear to have a long range lowdown here.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure what those 3 mines are going to achieve other than possibly killing his ally.
I have no words.
There is a thin line between genius and insanity, and Byron is walking over it, giggling like a madman.
I think Byron might have taken a shovel to the line and dug it up. We can't even see it anymore.
Yeah, he's just kind of shoveled a load of dirt over it. Now he's hopping back and forth, and we don't even know anymore. We don't even know. But still, I mean, mines and mercs, it warms my heart to see. But on the other team, as I said, we've got a merc art pyramidion with 2 mine launchers on the side because mine launchers seem to be the theme of the day. And we've got a lumberjack heavy galleon. Definitely a recipe for long-range destruction. I think we're going to see a good old-fashioned sniping match here today.
Possibly. And when I say possible, I mean most likely. I think the guns we're going to see firing most are the lumberjacks and the mercs. It's what makes most sense in this situation, at least in my opinion.
I feel like the Brotherhood or Hydra here have the advantage. They've got 3 mercs to the Starboard's 1, and that's a lot of arm stripping potential.
Looking over things. Oh, before I say that, actually, as a reminder, folks, we are doing the dual stream with 4th Oracle, as we usually do on Sundays. He has the finals this week. We're going to be doing 2 of the matchups. He's going to be doing 3 of the matchups. We have 5 total today. I can do math. Well, we are getting started. That timed up really well. Oh, goodness.
Yes, we are. Brilliant.
The map is Fight Over Fernfeld, one of the new ones. As I announced the other day, the new maps are being considered and used in the Invitational's map rotation.
Can you put some big finger quotes over that new maps declaration there?
They changed it slightly.
They made it smaller, probably.
They changed it slightly.
What have they have they changed anything other than just making it smaller?
Not really.
Okay. Never mind then. We are getting underway.
We have the Bustling Bass, piloted by DJ Chips and Tricks. Right-hand side, Carronade Watcha. Left-hand side, Lumberjacks, double lumber, with Hades and a Flamer on the butt. And we have the Moose on the Loose for the Stars, piloted by Montucky. That is a Merc Art front. I love Merc Art front Piras with double mine launchers on the sides. Go ahead, Brick.
On the Timmy's Legacy, captained by the one, the only Byron Cavendish, we have a left side dual Merc, right side double mine launcher, and front mine launcher. And on the War front, captained by Trivy, we have a left side Watcher Lumberjack and a right side Carronade Watcher with a Merc on the top.
Looking at the positioning so far here, both teams are sitting in their spots.
Yes, well, this is kind of what you'd expect. I mean, the first galleon to move forward exposes its front, turns its broadsides away, and risks coming under a hail of sniper fire. So these 2 galleons are... Look, this Timmy's Legacy already firing out a bunch of mines here. I'm not sure what they hope to. It's not as if we're going to see a bold charge through that cloud with the loadout the red team
you
has.
never know. There is never a bad time to shoot a mine.
Well, that's not necessarily true. I mean, there are several bad times to shoot a mine, like when it's in the path of your teammates, when it's in the path of yourself.
Maybe they're dirty traitors and you have to eliminate them.
Yeah, well,
did you think about that?
I'm sure Gilda would agree with you, but I do not always.
Gilder has an unnatural obsession with mines.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, really.
Okay, one of you teams do something.
Yes. This is a bit odd. Both these teams here just camping in the spawns, which actually is a fairly strategically sound option, given the options they have available to them. I'll tell you one thing that's different about this fight over Fernfield. They seem to have removed the big what's the word I'm looking for? The big
cannon.
Kind of passage. Yeah, the Junong cannon with the passageway. So yeah, I mean that's different.
So it is slightly new.
Yeah, it's slightly new.
This is actually very similar to a disagreement that Golden Glade, one of the CA mods, and I got into the other day, which was my position was Beyond Earth, the game that just came out a couple weeks ago, Beyond Earth, is essentially a reskin of Civ 5.
No.
I'm sorry.
It's so much more than that.
No, it's not. Have you watched Angry Joe's review of it?
Well, I'm sure Angry Joe brings a articulate and insightful critique.
Well, that's horseshit, and you know it.
But what does Angry Joe think?
It's just a reskin. It was a missed opportunity for the folks that make the Civ games.
No, I don't think that's strictly true at all. I mean, there's quite a lot of difference between the harmony, supremacy, and purity. I mean, not just aesthetically, but also in gameplay style. It doesn't sort of force you to the tradition militarism, liberty style so much. It allows for much more expansion. Much more of a mix of play styles, and the tech tree is completely different. It's not linear anymore. You can go in all sorts of different directions. There's just so much new about it, so much to like about it, in my opinion. And trade routes are so much more important. I like it. So
yeah. Okay, all right, fair enough. We can't all be right all the time, you know.
Yeah. I mean, no, we can't all be me. We can't all be Brett Carcastle.
Thank goodness.
Talking of plodding turn-based strategy games, there is something of an analog here in these two teams, both taking their time before actually making their move.
Look at this, bustling base. It's actually supposed to be bustling base, apparently. You kind of I mispronounced that one. I'm sorry. Moose on the Loose, both taking this very carefully and very slowly.
Well, I can understand why. If they make one more wrong move, those three mercs are going to start ripping into them with uncommon ferocity. But they're going to have to make something happen here, because the overtime's going to start coming up in less than 10 minutes now. Now, the thing is, I feel that, again, Hydra just have an inherent advantage because they've got those free mercs, and this is a wide open sort of area. Bustling Base probably is going to get spotted in a minute. He's in wide open area now. The line of sight is clear, but no spots have gone down as yet. Are they slightly out of the range of the telescope?
I'm not too sure exactly.
Moose on the loose taking a bit of a bounce there, trying to come in low. Not a bad idea.
They're definitely in Merc range. I'm not sure why shots haven't been fired yet, to be honest.
Yeah, they're not. There are no spots, no shots. I've no idea what's going on here. The Timmy's Legacy and Warfront are completely inactive. Right, Timmy's Legacy finally turning. I don't know. I think they just must be out of their minds of boredom or something. Timmy's Legacy dropping rapidly to avoid some of these shots, turning its long-range sides, sniping at the bustling Bass, taking the armor down to half, not managing to take out any of the guns yet, though. Timmy's Legacy taking a big amount of focus fire. 2 big lumberjack hits on Timmy's Legacy, taking out the balloon. Warfront finally bringing its guns to bear. Finally starting to get that disable potential, but Timmy's Legacy is descending rapidly.
They're tapping out.
Not going to be enough.
They're tapping out. They are done. Armor getting ripped apart by grounding. They're gone. First kill of this game is in the books.
Timmy's Legacy he had no cover. He was taken completely by surprise. It took him a long time to turn those mercs around and start disabling guns. And now Warfront's in big trouble as well. Warfront needs to glide behind some cover here right now. He's going to suffer the same fate.
Warfront looks to be... They're trying to move, it seems. This balloon popping, though, from these lumberjacks, absolutely insane. Insane. Warfront, they are descending quickly, tapping repeatedly on the rocks. There's still an arc of some of these lumberjacks and the Hades, too. Not only are these lumberjacks loading in the balloon over and over again, the Hades hits that are slowly setting components on fire, burning armor, taking out chunks of that armor. Armor is, in fact, down on the Warfront. They could be kill number 2 for the red side.
I'd say that's almost certainly going to be the case. Warfront's balloon taken down. He's just bouncing down. He's grinding out. He's run out of space to glide down. There's lumberjacks.
He has no space to go. He's gonna look at this. He bumps against this metal frame here. Just too much. Too much pressure. I do believe that the Brotherhood team wasted way too much time just sitting around and looking around when they could have had merc shots much earlier.
Yeah, it's like they just weren't paying attention, to be honest. And the spot they chose to camp in, I mean, it wasn't really a great place to camp now you think about it. I mean, ideally, you're going to want a place where you can quickly get to some cover. And they were fairly wide in the open from... It is a very good flank, a very good attack from the Starbards. But I just feel, even taken into consideration, there was more Hydra could have done to prevent that.
Absolutely. One thing we see a lot of the time in some longer range matches is teams playing around, and this by the way is an example on Northern Fjords, the map Northern Fjords. We see teams playing around what's called Candy Mountain and the Archway a lot of the time, because it's cover that can easily be used for the Archway both vertically and horizontally, and for Candy Mountain vertically, horizontally, I'm sorry. It's stuff now, people can quickly pop in and out from.
We've got some merc shots going down on the bustling Bass here. I feel the Hydra's in a much better position now. I mean, Timmy's Legacy could just duck behind the cover of this archway. Now Moose on the Loose and Bustling Bass are in the open. They're exposed. Now Bustling Bass taking big hits from that heavy clip Watcher.
Good shots.
Down, balloons going down as well.
Good shots from Warfront there. That takes a little bit of practice and skill to know exactly where to put those Watcher shots and make them count. Bustling Bass could lose their balloon here to lumberjack shots. It does indeed go down. They could tap the water here, but that would put them out of arc from the Warfront.
It would put them out of arc of those free mercs, and those free mercs is what's going to strip the armor and really give that killing potential.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, this is the advantage that the Hydra team, I feel, should have had from the beginning. That was definitely not a heavy clip in that Watcher. I'm not sure what they were thinking there. Maybe a bad reload. And now that's given Bustling Bass some time to recover, firing back with its double lumberjacks, not quite arcing some of them high enough. Oh, more starting to hit now. Warfront's armor's actually taken down.
Moose on the Loose. Look at that. Those Watcher shots really should have hit. That clip was much better.
Nah, there we go.
Very few disables from those watches. Very few disables.
Very easy to kind of get a bad reload. And wait, Timmy's Legacy just charging in here, just going out of cover.
What are they doing?
What is he? He's not trying to charge in with a triple mine attack, is he?
I think he is.
I think even Gilda would think this is a bit much.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah, bloody hell. Timmy's Legacy just getting absolutely annihilated here. No cover, no disabling potential, nothing. Just a couple mines going out on Moose on the Loose. But, I mean, Moose the Loose is long-range guns. He's got no reason to go close to those mines.
No. This is a compositional issue, in my opinion. The fact that right now Timmy's Legacy has either the double mercs or the triple mines to work with. It doesn't give them a lot of wiggle room to have flexibility in their plans, in how they approach an enemy ship. Either they have to be really far away, or they have to be really close.
I think if I was the Brotherhood, probably just surrender when that overtime comes up. They're not getting it. They're not going to win this, I don't think.
Warfront is getting ripped to absolute shreds. Great accurate firepower from the bustling base.
Oh, Timmy's Legacy just respawning, probably right as the Warfront's going to go down. Timmy's Legacy, if he doesn't get out of there right now, will start hitting some really good mine shots. He's going to go down. It's going to be a straight 5-0 defeat.
It looks like they are going for the mine option in this situation. Lumberjack shots are loading into the Timmy's Legacy balloon, but they're within arming time right now of it. They're actually
fast, just skillfully weaving between all these mines.
That's incredible. Quick kill on the Timmy's Legacy. 5-0 in favor of the Starbards there.
Yeah, Hydra's going to have to start taking this a bit more seriously, I feel. Because these Starbards, they are no joke by any stretch of the imagination. Just we saw some excellent accuracy on the Lumberjack. A good approach on that first engage. Yeah, these Starbards know what they're doing, and they'll wreck you if you bring a triple mine junker and try and charge them. I suppose.
Well, unfortunately, when you try to bring that many mines and not many other options on a junker, that's not a good situation. The next map is Canyon Ambush.
It might have been a lot more effective if, say, the Starbards had like 2 close-range Pyramidians that focused on fast charging. But against a long-range team,
yeah,
mine's not so good, because they've got no reason to go into them.
Absolutely none. One thing that is of note is that mines are actually somewhat effective, even in competitive play at times, against Metamidians. Because a Metamidian wants to barrel straight at something, it's easy to predict where it's going to be moving. It's very easy. So you just plop a mine or two right in that path. Chances are the captain has already been burning kerosene or burning moonshine. It's already going so fast in that specific direction, it can't not hit them.
I recall first time Wolfpack were ever defeated 5-0 by BFS, incidentally. It was using a mine junker, because when those 2 Pyramidians come barreling in with moonshine and kerosene, when they hit those mines, it's just it's going to ruin your whole day. But again, as I said, I don't feel that they're going to. I don't feel Byron's going to use those mines again unless the situation actually calls for it. But I may be wrong. We shall see as I get into the next game.
The individuals on both teams are starting to file in. I do believe Starbards are on the red side once again. Map is going to be Canyon Ambush. Once we get the teams in, we'll see exactly what kind of ship choices we see going into Canyon Ambush. Canyon Ambush is a very, very different map. Yeah, okay. their Warby. Thank you. Yeah, I thought it was bass and not bass. Sorry about that. I said it wrong the first time, and it just caught on.
You didn't think it might be the bait with the kind of the musician symbols and everything.
I read it as I saw it. Cut me a little slack.
You saw like DJ tips and tricks, and you didn't think DJ. You thought fisherman for some reason.
I will throw a wrench at your head.
Oh, okay, right. Well, threatening physical assault on employees for dissent. Hashtag Gunsgate. Anyway, we await DJ tips and tricks to come in and potentially lead the bustling bass. Bass. I did it now.
I'm telling you, it's not as easy to pronounce these correctly as it appears.
Okay. It's just that moose on the loose. It's getting me.
It's like, okay, it puts you in an animal state of mind. Moose on the loose, bustling bass.
Yeah, there you go.
I have to work on that, I guess.
Yes, we will all have to work on our many flaws. And it appears the galleon here has been switched out to a metamidian. As for Timmy's legacy, it appears to be staying with that triple mine. Right, it seems that, again, and on the other side, the galleon has been switched out for another metamidian.
The blasting bugle.
We were talking of the wolf pack here. We've got a double metamidian combo from the Star Bards. All close range, all DPS, all fun, all the time.
Absolutely. I could not have said it better myself.
And yeah, of course, both of them have that kerosene loaded. Montucky has some impact bumpers, which suggests he's going to try and ram. So yeah, this is going to be a really sort of heavy DPS comp. If anything, this is exactly what Timmy's legacy wants. They come trying to ram and try to charge in. They're going to eat 3 mines or more in the face potentially. So this might be a much more interesting matchup than the last game.
Maybe. Tip of Oblivion might have issues though. They're going to be in there brawling with the blasting bugle and moose on the loose. So those mines, there might be friendly fire going on.
It begs the question, though, why would the Starbards, after having such a good game against Timmy's Legacy last game, why would they now decide to go for Chargy Pyrrhas? It's almost as if they want to give Timmy's Legacy a chance here.
I'm actually shocked that one of those ships isn't a blenderfish. Range-wise, it's very easy to counter a mine junker with a blenderfish.
Yeah, it can be, but you got to remember the blenderfish, as it's blending you down, pop a quick mine underneath it as it's kind of going down with you. You can just sort of juggle it into the air.
That's true.
It's a possibility.
That's very true. Heavy clip, I think, might help with that problem. Like, stay towards the max range of that heavy clip carronade.
Yeah.
I mean, it's surprising. People don't think of it this way, but you could actually get some good medium range kills with heavy clip, heavy carronade.
I feel it was the Thralls not very long ago who were just doing these like heavy clip shots from inside the clouds with this heavy clip carronade. It was like they were practically using a heavy carronade like a sniper.
I have seen
so long range.
I have seen that before. I saw it actually from the not the Gents, they're the team, the Mad Hatters. Mad Hatters are the folks I saw that from. All right, getting into game here. The Blasting Bugle first up, piloted by DJ Sutherholm. It's a Metamidian front gap mortar with a flamer and a carronade on the side. And we also have the Moose on the Loose, piloted by Montucky. Metamidian as well, gap mortar on the front with double mine launchers on the sides. Go ahead, Brick.
Okay, and on the Timmy's Legacy, captained by the indomitable Byron Cavendish, we have a right side double mine, a front mine, and a left side double merc. On the tip of Oblivion, we have a Gat mortar and a left side flare flamer.
There we go. Let's take a look at the map to see how these individual teams are positioning. Red team has set up high in the center of the map, so they can be easily spotted.
Tip of Oblivion's already been spotted.
Ooh, okay. Looks like the Starbards are being really aggressive here. Starbards moving right in. No mines are out yet from Timmy's Legacy. So far, Starbards have a clear path right at the enemy team. Mines are starting to go out. Ooh.
Yeah, but Blasting Bugle's already managed to get in range of those mines, so I don't think it's really going to matter.
It isn't. Oh, good mine hit! We were wrong!
There you go. There we go. He must have put Incendiary in that or something.
That was a good hit.
But the thing is, Tip of Oblivion's miles away, so I'm not sure even... Oh, that's another good mine hit on the Blasting Bugle, actually getting... I mean, if Tip of Oblivion was actually there to support, that might have been quite effective.
Yeah, I mean, those mine hits were a great delay in activity for the Blasting Bugle. It completely knocked them off arc and forced the crew to be like, okay, stop everything. Get these fires under control. This is ridiculous.
If Tip of Oblivion had been there to just supplement with some DPS, I mean, they might have got a kill there. But, yeah, for some reason, Tip of Oblivion decided to just go all the way around.
Timmy's Legacy spawns back in. Blasting Bugle is... much more closer to them than I think anyone realizes. Timmy's Legacy might get ambushed here.
We're seeing some very bizarre play from both teams here. Both of these teams sort of electing to sort of split up rather than stick together. Again, not really a good idea in most situations. Now, Tip of Oblivion charging in, but Moose on the loose has the altitude advantage on him, which is going to give him the advantage in this engagement. Tip of Oblivion's just charging through, trying to join his ally, it looks like.
He has no desire to actually... He gets hit by his own team's mine.
Oh, no. He gets hit by one of Timmy's Legacy's mines. And now he could be about to go down. Timmy's Legacy trying to block off with some mines, but it's just not working.
This is not the situation that... the Brotherhood team wanted to be in. Timmy's Legacy getting gatted out. Something fierce. Armor's already gone down. Blasting Bugle coming in with the mortars. Easy kill.
Ugh. That was rough. And now Tip of Oblivion, he's got to get out of here.
He's not even
now.
doing anything. He's sitting still.
No. Ugh. A rough start here for Hydra. I feel that, I mean, it just all disastrously wrong since that first engage. I think I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to use the Junker to kind of mess around with the Pyramidians, trying to come in from the side with the Pyramidian, but they took too long to come around with the Pyra. And now they're just getting kind of split up. They're just kind of getting all over the place.
I feel like there was an issue there with the Brotherhood ships not coordinating correctly in this situation. They were not organized. Timmy's Legacy took way too long to start getting mines out. Those should have been going out at the first sight of danger. He shouldn't have waited. More mines out in big, huge clouds forces these short-range Metamidians to engage at very awkward angles. That's exactly what Timmy's Legacy as a mine junker would be good at, forcing these ships to engage in places that they just don't want to.
Look at Patch Wizard on the Moose on the Loose here, using Lesmok in that Gatling to try and snipe through all these mines.
We're watching from his perspective right now. He looks like he's hunting just a little bit. Which target?
Oh, here we go. We've got a flank here. We've got a nicely timed flank by the Starbards, trying to sort of Moose on the Loose trying to go under the mine while taking a mine hit there. As Blasting Mule goes around, Moose on the Loose's armor's down.
Great mine hit. That's exactly what they needed.
Oh, Moose on the Loose has to be careful! Oh! Moose on the Loose just scooted past a big bunch of mines. That could have been disastrous for Moose on the Loose. But Blasting Bugle's coming round the side on Tip of Oblivion. There are no mines there to stop him.
Ouch.
There goes. And now Timmy's Legacy, he's going to have to get those mines dead on every time to stop him from being killed here.
I don't think there's a lot of hope for Timmy's Legacy right now. Blasting Bugle is on him. Armor is still down. It's a 5-0, 5-0.
Oh, and it is a turquoise and purple day for the Starbards here. A commanding victory over Hydra.
They had absolute lockdown over all of this. I feel a lot of the problem was the inflexibility of those mines and the fact that the Brotherhood folks simply were not using them. They could have spread clouds of mines before that first engagement had happened, even if they had waited until sight was confirmed.
I feel 3 mines is overkill as well, to be honest.
It is.
1 or 2 maybe, but otherwise you're just kind of gimping yourself and making yourself a bit inflexible.
An extra mine launcher to force engagements at certain points and blocking them off at others, that's a great idea. I think it doesn't happen nearly as often as it should because people feel that putting a mine launcher on a ship may be going too far. It simply isn't useful for the position it's taking up. But when you put 3...
3 is I'd say it's overkill.
Yes.
Probably. The thing is, I mean, other guns can actually supplement with a mine launcher much better than the mine launcher. Say, like, maybe you've got a carronade to take their balloon down so you can keep popping mines underneath them. So, you're disabling them, you're bringing them down as you're mining all around, or a rocket carousel, or an Artemis, or, just something to kind of supplement that mine, just to do something that the mines can't.
Certainly.
And I just feel triple mines just too much of a good thing, as they say. It's like eating a mountain of ice cream on top of a pizza. I don't know. It's too much of a good thing. We shouldn't be allowed that much pleasure. Anyway, while I go on about sobriety and self-denial, I believe we have another match coming
I'm trying to
up.
figure out what match we have next. And who I need to be joining off of. So give me just a moment. And we will figure things out. The first game for Gents versus Sacrilege went 5-1 in favor of the Gents. Just so everyone knows, that is over on 4th Oracle's channel. If you folks go over to robanddan.tv/live, you'll be able to see both streams with both sets of matches going on at the same time. At the exact same time.
Wow! That sounds amazing, Dan!
Okay.
Well, I'm genuinely impressed, as should everyone else be, in my humble opinion.
Thank you, I think.
Yeah, and yes, I'm just giving completely independent praise here. And now let's see. I'm looking at the paste bin match rolls.
It is the next map is Canyon Ambush. Praetorians have red spawn.
Right, and we're doing that one, right?
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
Yes, this will be our last matchup for today. That first one went fast.
Yeah, that was it was a quick one. It was a doozy. It was fun to watch. Fun and a little painful.
Unfortunately, I want to know the thought process behind those mines that they brought. Like double side mercs, I think it was right side mercs on a junker. When the long range engagements come, it makes sense. 2 mercs pointing at something, there are going to be a lot of disables, and there's going to be armor breaks happening. It makes sense.
I feel. Hang on a minute. Hello.
We are hanging on a moment as Mr. Brick Hardcastle takes a very important phone call.
Yes, sorry about that. A little phone call there. I should tell people never to call me when I'm casting. Anyway. Right, I'm blushing now. Let's get into this next game.
The Starbards hopping in. SPQR also joining up. It is a red spawn, so Starbards need to get over to the blue side of things. So we can get going here. I didn't realize this was the Praetorians.
You didn't?
No, I didn't. Like, I should have assumed with Jube Chan's little leg being the name. But That's what it says! I don't know what else to call it.
Right, well, Jube Chan, please keep your little leg away from me.
Is that like the song Little Lion Man?
I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm sort of all old and cynical, but I'm assuming it means something a bit wrong.
Oh goodness.
Oh, there we go. Now the penny drops.
I was really, really hoping to keep this PG-13.
It is PG-13. It's just innuendo, Dan. It's just in your endo.
Frick!
The kids don't understand. They're just kind of picking their noses and just kind of going, "Huh?" They don't understand. It's fine.
Oh, it's supposed to be Little Legionaries.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Well, I guess I'm just a big pervert then, aren't I? Filthy old Uncle Brick.
Well, Jub. It's cut off on the website to Jube Chan's little leg. I could not see the rest of it. Admittedly, Jube Chan's little leg is a hilarious team name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I immediately assumed that's what it was, because it is so hilarious, but apparently not. And now I feel disillusioned, and I feel that life is a bleaker, darker place for it.
Is it life's great lie?
One of many. It's kind of like the American dream. It's a cynical lie made to sell people false hope.
You know, on that note, actually, a little bit of game trivia for you folks with Uncle Dan. Are you ready for some game trivia?
Hit me.
Did you ever play the game Max Payne or Max Payne 2?
I did, yes.
Do you remember the first, as I turned the game capture back on, I forgot to do it, sorry. Do you remember the name of the first level in Max Payne? Or the first act, if you will?
It's been it's probably been about 10 years, so not quite, no.
All right, the name of it is The American Dream. Do you know the name of the last act of Max Payne 2?
The American Dream?
Waking Up from the American Dream.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, which is why I insist that the Max Payne series ended with the end of Max Payne 2. Max Payne 3 never happened. It wasn't a Max Payne game.
You know, it's like, I felt because it was the same voice actor, it felt like it was Max Payne, but Max Payne had been dropped into the middle of a GTA game.
Yes.
With a plot that didn't really make sense.
At all.
Yeah, it's just like, at first it was sort of kind of noirish and, you know, action and romance. But Max Payne 3 was just, it was almost kind of depressing, really. It was pain and death and vacuous idiots and no redeeming characters or anything whatsoever. I mean,
well, it wasn't noir.
It wasn't noir. It was kind of the Hauser brothers kind of, oh, let's make fun of modern culture.
Yeah.
You know, babes and coke and, you know, all that kind of thing that they seem to be interested in. And it could have been worse, but it didn't feel like that. I mean, the thing is, the original two games, they weren't made by Americans, were they? It was a Danish studio, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I think it was a Scandinavian studio, and I mean, there was a slight sort of weirdness to the dialogue, and it felt like, sort of a European's idea of this sort of noirish fictional America.
And it was perfect.
And yes, that was perfect. And like the House of Brothers idea of America, or in this case, South America, it's just sort of a bit cynical and dark, rather than sort of noirish and romantic.
Well, no, that's what film noir is kind of supposed to be.
I know it. Film noir is supposed to be dark, but it's not supposed to be outright cynical, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotcha.
I mean, in film noir, they weren't saying stuff like it was like Bad Dad with strippers. I mean,
yeah.
Or it's just it was a bit cynical. In the original Max Payne, they'd say stuff like the
past is a gaping hole.
The blood ran like a gruesome slushy, or something like that. It's almost over the top rather than cynical.
It is, but in a beautiful way. I loved it.
Yeah,
and it never happened again.
I loved it too. I mean, I enjoyed Max Payne 3 in its own way, but not quite like I enjoyed the first two.
I did not enjoy Max Payne 3 at all.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I think Max Payne really needed a good villain like Vlad in Max Payne 2.
It needed not only a good villain. You're not supposed to have sunlight. No, what are you doing?
The thing is, they took it right. There's no reason why it couldn't have just been in rain-drenched New York again, which part of it was, but most of it wasn't. Yeah, it's just like they kind of they took him to Brazil. I think it was Brazil, and it just
it was Sao Paulo, it was Brazil.
I feel like, yes, this is cool. It's interesting going to this place and hearing these sort of stories of these people you don't normally get to hear, seeing this place you don't normally get to see. That's cool, but maybe this isn't the right game to do it. That's all,
Yeah. Yep. Last comment on Max Payne 3. Rob, because he just thinks the entire series is a joke, said there in Max Payne 3 should have been the interactive head shaving section where you had to mash different buttons to successfully shave Max Payne's head while he's doing that.
That would have been really cool.
And if you gunked it up, if you messed it up, he would kind of cut himself and it'd be like, oh God, oh Jesus, no.
I cut myself across the head. It wasn't the first time it hurt myself that night. But this time, it wasn't just booze and drugs. It was the cold touch of a knife. Yeah, that kind of thing. It was like a razor shaving off my head, but I couldn't shave away the pain. That kind of thing. It'd be brilliant. And maybe he kind of cut himself by accident, and then he'd have scars in the next level. God, Rob should be a bloody game designer. He really should.
Anyway, Lito's Max Payne sounds more like Nolan Batman. A candid ambush.
The city is a dark place. I have to purge into the darkness. I'm Max Payne.
Canyon ambush is the man. It's the Praetorians versus Starbards. I can't breathe.
All right. Well, Leto takes a breath. First up, we have the RAS Grimicala, captained by Thomas with a top mortar. We have Artemis far left. We have Flare far right, and bottom deck double Gatling.
Ooh, this ship is made to eat armor alive.
Ooh. And on the Baraka Tabamba, we have a left side double Watcher and Gatling. and a right side carronade Watcher.
Alrighty. For the Blasting Bugle, piloted by DJ Chips and Tricks, it's a Metamidian Gap Mortar on the front with Flamer and Carronade on the side. And for the Moose and a Loose, piloted by Montucky, for the Starbards, another Metamidian, double mine launchers on the sides. Both teams are getting themselves set up and organized. The Starbards setting up in this little canyon here. It's a pretty enclosed space, but you can shoot into it from the side, from the entryway into the spawn relatively easily. So they're going to need to be careful about that. But overall, this might be a good point for an ambush. That might be their thought process on this. Meanwhile, the Praetorians, I had to think about that a minute, like, what are they called again? The Praetorians, with Barakata Boomba, leading the charge into blue spawn. They're heading straight in to the blue spawn area. Not even
straight past the blue team, unfortunately.
I think though blue team might know what's going on.
They might have twigged something. It looks like they're turning around. Oh boy.
Looking at their ship positioning, I think the Starbards might see what's going on.
Oh, yeah. And if those Starbards manage to sneak behind that Mobula, it's going to be a nightmare for the Jub's little leg. Oh, look, here comes the double Gatling coming down the Grimmikala. Grimmikala rapidly descending to try and get out of the way, trying to pull back. Grimmikala taking a lot of hull damage, but here comes the Barocket Spoonbutt with some big Watcher shots, not taking out any guns, though. Blasting Bugle going for a ram, but the Grimmikala dodges it. He goes above. Oh, this is brilliant.
Olay!
Olay indeed. Toro. And RES Grimmikala has got the height advantage on the Moose on the Loose, and he's got the advantage of 2 Gatlings. But here comes the Blasting Bugle in on the Barocket Spoonbutt. But he takes a big bunch of Watchers. And his armor's gone. Blasting Bugle just getting annihilated as the Grimmikala comes in on the Moose on the Loose. And the Moose on the Loose goes down.
Grimmikala ate that ship alive. 2 Gatlings is better than 1.
Double the pleasure, triple the fun. And, look at those rockets! Annihilating the second Pyramidian.
Barakata Bomba showing why its name has bomb in the word, obliterating that Pyramidian from behind. Although their initiate was not stellar, the Olay, the up and down of the Grimmikala as they take a friendly bounce, that was That was the real point where I think the Starbards might have realized, oh dear, we may have messed up. Not the best engage, but
that was truly one of the best kind of recoveries I think I've ever seen in terms of, like, I mean, the start of the engage, it seemed at the disadvantage, but it turned it around beautifully.
Very quickly. I would call that cake-esque, not showing my bias there at all, right?
Well, that was, I think it, well, I mean, it was incredibly biased, but it kind of reminded me, actually, a bit like Glow Water Falls with the double GAT mortar, and of course using the vertical movement to kind of jump over and kind of get the advantage.
We have seen some incredible Mobula play in the past from the, there they are, from the Glow Water Thralls. That's a very good point.
Especially, Graphics Dirty, the pilot I want to be when I grow up. Long range fire from the Blasting Bugle. I think might be using Lesmok in the GAT. There we go, trying to sort of snipe out those guns with long range GAT.
Look there we go. This combined firepower.
But eating loads of rockets, but the rockets only taking out 1 gun. Grimmikala going underneath the Blasting Bugle, just sneaking down.
Moose on the Loose bounces on the pipe.
Moose bounced. He bounced. And now Grimmikala coming in with a double Gatling barrage. Mortar's coming in. Oh my goodness.
Wow. That was perfect. That was perfect. Meanwhile, Blasting Bugle getting ripped to shreds by the Barakat's Bomba. They have almost nothing left component-wise. They have an engine and a gun. Armor being ripped apart right now. They get Watch It out and Gat It out. 4-0 in favor of the Praetorians.
Oh my goodness. This is a demolition. This is This is madness.
This is Sparta.
Yeah, bloody hell.
Once again, folks, I would implore you all to go to robandan.tv/live to see the dual stream with ourselves, myself and Brick Hardcastle, and Fourth Oracle and Kirk streaming over on his stream for the other side of the brackets. This is currently Praetorians versus the Starbards. 4-0 in favor of the Praetorians so far. Game 1, Praetorians win this, and we go to Game 2 for the possible match point. If not, we go to the rubber match of Game 3.
Whew, what a great start here.
Catch your breath there, Brick?
Yeah, for Jub's little legionnaires. They're not so little anymore.
Can we call them little legs still?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Jub might care, but I don't.
Jub's not here. Oh, well.
Yeah, Jub's not here. Brilliant. We'll call him whatever we like.
I feel bad now. Jub receives enough abuse from his own clan in the first place. I believe it was one of his officers that quoted the name Scrub Jub. So
Scrub Jub.
I feel bad. I feel bad.
Well, Jub, most assuredly not a scrub right now. One of the engineers on the RAS Grimmy Kala with that. Well, I mean, I'm most impressed by the piloting of the RAS Grimmy Kala, just seeming just the evasion play, just ducking at the right time and then jumping to kind of get back in at the precise time as well. It's just astounding. I'm speechless.
Considering he's had 4 different Pyramidians charging him, Metamidians in fact, he's only lost a small chunk of his permahull.
And
that's incredible.
You've got to remember, I mean, if you take this Mobula with the double GAT, you've got far better, you've got double the armor.
Look at this. Look at this. Grimikala coming in on a solid flank, opening up with both Gatling cannons on Blasting Bugle. Armor is getting shredded. Mortars going. Blasting Bugle goes down.
Only one clip needed to take down the Pyramidian permahull, and just the armor was down before they even knew what was going on.
Amazing flank. The Galleon absorbed the attention of the Starbards, while the Mobula slipped into the side and obliterated that Pyramidian. Win for the Praetorians.
Nothing to be ashamed of from the Starbards. Just amazing play here from the little legionnaires. And I mean, to be honest, I don't think that the Starbards took a good build. I mean, taking 2 close range Piras against all the Watchers and all the double GAT. I feel their build, in terms of their build, they were outmatched. Hopefully they'll take a more appropriate build next time.
Ooh, look at that. As a side note, we have 1,700 people in game right now.
Huzzah! That's quite a lot.
Ooh. That is quite a lot of people. We've been seeing some great numbers for Guns of Icarus, not only since the matchmaking patch, but because we are in the middle of a Steam sale for the 2-year anniversary. Ooh.
Guns of Icarus is entering the terrible 2s.
The terrible... Is that what we're going to call it?
Well, I guess we'll see how this second year goes.
There you go.
Will we see community splits and indignation, or will we see continued harmony and love in the community as we have seen so much of lately?
We've seen harmony?
Well, relative to the first year.
I'm sorry, that was mean on my part. I apologize for saying anything.
As you should do.
As I should. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here on twitch.tv/The Rob and Dan Show. Not just for the Sunday Community Skirmish today, but before we had Heroes of the Storm for your Sunday morning. We started bright and early at 9 a.m. Not UK 9 a.m., US 9 a.m. I feel I need to say that. I'm not sure why I feel the need to say that, but I feel like I need to stipulate that. No, it's 9 a.m. my time. Ricard Castle is typing.
Yep. Sorry. Just an issue there that had to be dealt with. Oh, hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello, my ragtime
Are we gonna
gal.
see a squid?
Yes, we are going to see a squid.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited.
Paint me yellow and shove a crowbar up my nose. We are going to see a squid. It looks like a Gat carousel. Yeah, I like it. Gatling for the armor, carousel for the explosive and the fire. Quite easy to get a bifector with those two guns.
Mm-hmm. That's a disruption build more than anything else. The Gatling is going to strip armor, and if they're loading heavy clip, strip components, and then the Banshee is going to quickly and successfully light fires across a ship. It's also going to do a lot of damage to the balloon, to components, and it can even do a good bit of damage to the hull. Not a ton, not compared to the mortar, to the double barrel mortar, but it can do it, and it can accomplish it.
The DJ tips and tricks, wiki, switching to the whistling wind chime. It's a junker with, let's see, it's got medium long range potential with that kind of Mandarin style Artemis Hades, and a right side flamer Gatling. Interesting.
Definitely Mandarin-esque build on this junker. Timer has started for the lobby. This is the match point for the Praetorians team, which is SPQR, the red team. If they get the win, they move on to the finals today, of which the first match in Oracle's lineup has not even gotten done yet, as far as I know. Yeah, it's gone to game 3 for that matchup. 1-1, Sack versus the Gents.
So we're getting the quick, exciting side of the bracket today.
Apparently.
Brilliant.
I'm actually going to turn his stream on over on my side of things. I have the dual stream page up on my laptop right now while we're streaming, and I have not had it on yet. I feel terrible about. Yeah, they're on a battle on the dunes. Score is 4-2 right now. So that matchup should actually be getting done here shortly.
Right. Well, I'm imagining it's some kind of long-winded dunes sniping match.
No, actually, there's a squid involved.
Really? Oh, okay. Then lots of chasing people around the map and long setups for engages, I'd imagine.
I don't know which team this is, but the red team in that matchup is a squid goldfish, of all things.
Interesting. I like it.
I believe that's Sack. I'm not entirely sure. Let me check the documentation here for today's event, and I will be able to find out. Red team in that match is Stratosphere. Which that's the partial Sack team. So
I see.
They brought a squid goldfish. Huh.
It looks like, coming back to this match, that the ticks have gone down on the Little Legionnaires' parts. I feel these Little Legionnaires are more than deserving of a promotion at this point. Perhaps
well, they're technically Praetorians, but they're flying incognito.
I see. Right. The Emperor's personal guard have gone undercover as common legionnaires.
Wink. Exactly.
Every week, the mythology of SPQR becomes more and more in depth
and a little more weird. Water hazard is the map. I'm sorry. Was that too far?
No, it just made me laugh. You did a funny, Dan. He did a funny.
Yay! I actually said something intelligent, not intelligent, but entertaining. Starting out with the Praetorians, folks. Actually, it's a squid. Do you want to talk about this one?
I guess I will. On the RAS Squid Assassin, captained by Thomas. We have a front Gat, right side rocket carousel, and a rear flamer. And on the RAS Wolf Among Sheep, captained by, his name is
Angry Walnuts.
He was glitched in someone else's name there for a minute. And he's got a double carronade front. Cool. With a flare flame side.
We've seen the double carronade build a couple times, mostly from Overwatch. I haven't seen Angry Walnuts double carronade Pyramidion too often, maybe once or twice. It is a vicious build, though, that if you have an easily exposed balloon, you're going to be on the ground a lot. For the for the star bars, we have the Black Star Shooter. It's a Hwacha fish, piloted by Reynard Dantes, Gatling and Flamer on the sides. And we have the Whistling Wind Chime, piloted by Tips and Tricks. Right-hand side Flamer Gat, left front Artemis, and left-hand side Artemis and Hades. There we go. There we go.
A pause being called here. Apparently somebody has a broken mouse.
Uh-oh.
It's probably one of those wireless mice that just eats batteries at a rate of knots. Eats batteries like a mice eats cheese.
Yeah, I don't use wireless mice anymore. I don't trust them.
Why indeed you?
I have enough wireless electronics that I have had wireless mice gunk up just because it got confused with which signal was which.
Golly. Well, fancy that.
It's why all of my audio equipment and all of my control equipment, so my keyboard and my mouse, is all wired.
I've got, I got a wireless keyboard and a wireless mouse that came with the computer, and I wouldn't mind if they had just like a little plug so I could power it the old-fashioned way, but they don't. It's just a bloody conspiracy to sell me more batteries. But yes, the collusion between Dell and the battery-making industry aside, there's suppressive fire going down on the RAS Squid Assassin as the Wolf Among Sheep comes in for a flank. Oh, I don't know if this is going to go well. Wolf Among Sheep is going right into the Lion's Den here. Oh, but Whistling Windtime took a bounce off Black Star Shooter, making this engage quite awkward. Black Star Shooter trying to disable the Wolf Among Sheep. The Wolf Among Sheep going for a big ram on the Black Star Shooter. Wolf Among Sheep going beneath the Blackrock Shooter, just glancing off the bottom of the Blackrock Shooter. Whistling Windchime finding it hard to get this attack as the RAS the RAS Squid Assassin coming in.
Oh my goodness, that Hwacha could be lining up here if it was repaired. Unfortunately, it is not. Black Star Shooter is diving towards the water very quickly. Balloon just comes back up. The Wolf Among Sheep has been gatted out armor-wise. Armor just comes back up. You do have a couple fires to deal with. Squid Assassin is distracting the Whistling Windchime. Good Hwacha burst there from the Black Star Shooter on RAS Wolf Among Sheep. Many components disabled, including all of its guns. One of its engines is down. Just comes back up. They still have a fire they have to deal with. Black Star Shooter armor is hurting. They fill it up, though. Balloon is just about dead. It's down. Squid Assassin is probably going to follow the Black Star Shooter down and keep it suppressed, though. While this is happening, Whistling Windchime eating the armor of the Wolf Among Sheep alive with the Gat Flamer. I think if they had a mortar in this situation, they'd be in a little better shape. Wolf Among Sheep would probably be dead, but that is neither here nor there.
Squid Assassin just having a little flame war with Black Star Shooter here. Squid Assassin, Black Star Shooter's balloon's been taken down here, but I feel like an all-out brawl between a goldfish and a squid. The goldfish is slowly going to get the better of it. If he can get one good round with that Hwacha. Whoop.
Like that. Oh, well, that wasn't so good. 3 of the engines are still up. 3 of those engines are still up.
Our Squid Assassin's armor's taken down, but there are no mortars or anything of that ilk to follow up. Wolf Among Sheep continuously grinding down the Whistling Windchime. I mean, this heavily caronate. Oh dear, there we go. RES Wolf Among Sheep's been completely crippled. Every single component been taken out with that Watcher, and I feel that this engage has now gone disastrously wrong. Oh, but Black Star Shooter's armor's taken down.
Where's that Banshee?
Yeah, will he have enough Banshee to follow it up?
Wolf Among Sheep just lost both their balloon armor and every component on that ship. Black Star Shooter getting the better of them by a long shot there. That Watcher really doing some heavy lifting for the Starbards in this engagement. The Squid Assassin still doing circles around Black Star Shooter and Whistling Windchime. Whistling Windchime trying to get some suppression on them. Watcher Burst going out, finishing off the Wolf Among Sheep. First kill for the Starbards. Unfortunately, it seems like the double carronade, which is effective on maps such as Peridot Rumble and Duel at Dawn, is ineffective on Water Hazard simply because Great Watcher Burst, they're finishing off the Squid, just because the altitude, the ceiling is so high. You have so much altitude to work with. The repeated balloon pops become a distraction at the worst. And at its best, an ignorable distraction.
It just takes one good Watcher barrage to ruin Pyramidian's entire day.
Wolf Among Sheep first to spawn back in. The Squid Assassin right behind it. That was an absolutely brutal brawl. Slow, attrition-based, and very painful for everyone involved.
I've done it before, many times. Underestimating the Watcher. It's like, it's not the kill ship, it's just a disable ship, it's no big deal, take out the kill ship, it'll be fine. No, you're not going to be saying that when all your parts are red, you're completely crippled, and you're useless.
You have no engines and no guns. Congratulations.
Yeah. You're basically as good as dead. If anything, you're just a drag on your ally, because they're just trying to defend you desperately while you're just dead weight, pretty much.
Yep. Black Star Shooter and Whistling Windchime setting up, getting some medium-range pressure on the Wolf Among Sheep. Good mid-range pressure so far. It looks like they're trying to go under some of those Artemis arcs. It's not easy to do. Hades still well in range, but it looks like Artemis is out of arc right now.
Oh, bloody Wolf! Oh, Wolf Among Sheep took a big bounce there. He went too low. He played limbo and he broke his neck a little bit there on the bar. And now Wolf Among Sheep coming in on the Blackrock Shooter. Squid Assassin going for the Whistling Windchime. I feel we need to see some focus fire on the part of the red team. They do not have a great deal of quick damage potential on their own.
They don't. But Black Star Shooter getting pressured.
Black Star Shooter getting pressured. I mean, they managed to get a Watcher in there, but they were already too low to make it stick.
Meanwhile, the Squid Assassin is starting to take some chunks, excuse me, out of the Whistling Windchime. They do have a couple fires they need to deal with on both the Junker and the Squid.
It's quite awkward. I mean, the Junker is one of the most awkward ships for the Squid to engage. It's only got one blind spot, and the Junker can turn so quickly. It's barely a blind spot at all.
It's definitely tough. The other ship that's really hard to engage as a Squid is definitely the Galleon, which has those heavy weapons pointing both sides, and even a gun pointing to the back.
Oh, talking of heavy weapons, a big Watcher barrage there on the RES Wolf Among Sheep. 3 of the guns taken out, most assuredly, both of the front guns. And now Black Star Shooters coming up behind the Wolf Among Sheep. Oh, if he gets a big Watcher barrage here, it could all be over for Wolf Among Sheep. Here we go!
Oh, man, that was harsh.
That was nasty. And, oh, there we go. Whistling Windchime coming in to pick the bones. Squid Assassin coming in on Blackrock Shooter here. Firing that Gatling. Almost looks like he's trying to take out. But it's taking too long to turn.
Another great Watcher barrage from the Black Star Shooter. Wolf Among Sheep doesn't have a lot of options right now. Brick, what can they even manage to do in this situation with that Watcher pointed right at him?
Very little. I'd say just focus on, repairing your engines first. Figure out the guns later. Oh, that Squid Assassin. Oh, just taking a big amount of damage there. Repair your engines first, then at least you can ram. At least you can maneuver. Wolf Among Yep.
Look at this. Wolf Among Sheep is turning his attention to the Whistling Wind Chime, but it just exposes him to that Watcha further. Black Star Shooter not only disables every component, but gets a very nice ram. Squid Assassin is... It's mosquito bites right now. It's just not doing enough, especially without them. I stand corrected. I was about to say they haven't been using the Banshee nearly enough on the Squid Assassin.
You've got to remember, I think the Banshee doesn't do as much hull damage as it used to. I think
just very slightly less. Very slightly less.
More fire, but less hull, I believe, is what's happened. So you can't rely on it so much as I help. I mean, you saw just like teeny little bits of damage just going onto the Black Star Shooter there. It doesn't have the quick damage potential that it used to. No,
they more with the change over to extra fire damage. It's more effective against components and whoa, hey!
Ugh.
Black Star Shooter getting a solid ram kill. 3-0 in favor of the Starbars.
Sandwich there.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's crazy.
Squid Assassin trying to bail. Oh, but eats quite a few Watchers on the way out. He's probably got enough engines to limp away here. Ugh. Squid Assassin just kind of...
They're turning it around. They're pointing towards them.
Oh, I don't know if this is a good idea, Squid Assassin. Maybe just flee through the clouds would be a better idea. On the other hand, I mean, chase the squid at your peril. That's one thing you got to remember. Chase that squid for too long, you're going to have the Pyramidion ramming you in your butt.
Engines are buffed on the Squid Assassin. Nothing's going to catch it.
Yeah, we've been firing the Artemis, but the engine column is not exposed. It's doubtful they've got enough to stop it. Oh, and most of those... Not an easy shot to make on a Squid Assassin reversing across your line of fire.
The Watcha shot on a moving squid is high risk, high reward. If you can hit the...
Well...
Oh, God.
Not particularly high risk in this occasion, just kind of high reward, low chance of success.
Fair enough. If you can get the hit, which is a big if, and you disable the engine column, all of a sudden the squid's careening into a rock or a wall or something. And it's just absolutely atrocious for it. But that's a big if. It's so hard to hit a moving squid with a Watcha. It's so hard. Black Star Shooter just sitting back with the Whistling Wind Chime. They're taking their sweet time.
I mean, that sort of suppression fire with the Arts and the Hades, it's not really doing a lot. I mean, the real difference maker in this match has been that Watcha fish.
Mm-hmm.
Every time that Pyramidion comes in, the Black Star Shooter just completely cripples him. And Squid Assassin neither has the quick kill potential or the overwhelming disable potential to really make a difference, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think the lack of... I'm not too sure what exactly the Squid Assassin could do differently.
Brick's tips for budding squid pilots and just pilots in general, really. I mean, don't try and mix your kill and disable. Just go for one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Or you'll do both. You'll be a jack of trades and master of none. Squid Assassin coming in behind the Black Star Shooter. Very low permahull, just not managing to get the kill. Whistling Wind Chime intercepting Wolf Among Sheep. Wolf Among Sheep. There we go. Focus fire. They focus fired down.
The Squid Assassin, with a little help from the Wolf Among Sheep, gets a Banshee kill of all things on that goldfish.
I don't think they would have got it though if the Wolf Among Sheep hadn't been
probably not. Without that extra pressure from the Wolf Among Sheep, it probably would not have happened. The goldfish would probably have just backed up into the Squid Assassin once or twice, get it off arc, and then start dishing out damage with that Watcha.
I think what the RAS Wolf Among Sheep and Squid Assassin have realized here is that if they just sort of focus a target, then yeah, they'll get kills much more quickly. And that Hades Artemis isn't, just on its own, isn't really doing a lot to stop them. Oh, Black Star Shooter comes back in. Big hits on RAS Wolf Among Sheep. 2 guns taken out. Will Wolf Among Sheep be able to keep up its assault as it's ran by the Black Star Shooter?
Black Star Shooter has a distinct advantage over Wolf Among Sheep in this position. Its Hwacha is pointed directly at that Pyramidion. Black Star Shooter, though, its Hwacha's been disabled.
I think what they need to do is they need to keep focusing the goldfish. That goldfish is the difference maker in this match. Oh, Hwachas!
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Not too bad. Not the best, though.
Big problem, though. Big problem on the Squid Assassin. They have fires all over the place. Ooh. They have to get out of this engagement. Not what a squid wants.
I don't think the squid should keep trying to engage that junker. I mean, the squid can easily outrange the junker and just avoid it. He should be trying to help his ally with the Black Star Shooter, which the Black Star Shooter is beating Wolf Among Sheep time and time again.
Wolf Among Sheep and Black Star Shooter still duking it out here. Whistling Wind Chime seems to be turning its attention on to the Wolf Among Sheep now that disables have happened. Oh, they had a chem spray issue on the Wolf Among Sheep from the looks of things. Fire stacks were all over the place. Components are now disabled. Balloon is burning down. A little bit of chaos. Not what the Praetorians wanted in this situation. Squid Assassin going in on the Wind Chime.
Down. Squid Assassin again engaging the Wind Chime. Managing to avoid most of that Hwacha, though.
A good dive completely neutralized that Hwacha burst.
I mean, what ideally the little Legionnaires want is they want that Hwacha to be trying to shoot futilely at the squid rather than successfully at the Wolf Among Sheep.
I do feel like the Praetorians are not... They're not engaging in the correct manner. Whereas the Squid Assassin could just do magic against the Black Star Shooter. It's going against the Wind Chime. But the Wolf Among Sheep with a double carronade could eat the Junker alive if it just turned its attention to it. But they're on different ships. They're engaging different ships separately, which I think is neutralizing their ships' individual capabilities.
I'd be inclined to agree.
Squid Assassin getting forced out of this engagement again. Wolf Among Sheep losing its armor. It has to hydro burn to get out of this situation. They do not burn their entire balloon down, though, with that.
This match is entering overtime now. This has been one of those, what you call a protracted brawl. I mean, neither of these builds are really super kill-centric. Oh, Wolf Among Sheep taking some damage here from the Hades and the Artemis, but they missed the last shot that would have finished it off. Squid Assassin trying to save its ally, coming in on the Whistling Wind Chime, but it's not enough.
Hwacha burst finishing off the Wolf Among Sheep. The Squid Assassin, I'm sorry, could be the last kill for the Starbards in this situation, sending us to the rubber match, Game 3.
Not enough from the Squid Assassin. Just not enough. They need to focus fire that goldfish, or they're just going to keep going terribly, terribly wrong.
I don't see this not going to a Game 3, Brick. Do you see any way for the Praetorians to actually pull this off?
If they did what I just said, I mean, the one time they got the kill was when they just charged in right past those Artemis, right past the Hades, just went right for the Hwacha ship, which is the real difference maker, which is the real heavy hitter, and they focus fired and they took it out. And if they do that again, I think they might stand a chance here. Just, dancing around with a Junker, which has got so much armor, it's not working, Squid Assassin. It's just not working.
No, it simply isn't. And as you mentioned earlier, the Squid doesn't have a great approach against the Junker. It can attack from so many different angles. There isn't a blind spot to you. Well, there is a tiny blind spot, but as you mentioned, the Junker can turn so well it doesn't even matter. Wolf Among Sheep moving in on the Black Star Shooter. Carronade's going down on the balloon, but not getting a component break at all. Squid Assassin getting flamed up. Look at those fire stacks.
That's a lot of fire stacks on the Squid Assassin. I think this one may be over soon. Hwacha's coming in on the Wolf Among Sheep. Squid Assassin, go for the Black Star Shooter. If Squid Assassin went for Black Star Shooter now, he'd actually be able to zone out the Whistling Windchime. They need to go for the Black Star Shooter. They need to go now, 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 now.
The Black Star Shooter's reeling backwards. They're struggling to control the situation. Great ram from the Wolf Among Sheep. We'll go to the ram cam here as he tries to get a crush on the Black Star Shooter.
Nice. Wolf Among Sheep going for a ram. Black Star Shooter. It's got nowhere to go. Or does it? Oh,
Wolf Among Sheep does not go for the Goomba Stomp. They don't go for the Goomba Stomp. They could have easily crushed it.
Well, he's repositioning it. He's there we go. Is he going to go for the Goomba Stomp?
He's going to miss it. He's going to miss it.
Well, it won't matter too much if he gets those double carronades on. Black Star shoots his balloons out. Squid Assassin actually doing a good job against the Windchime now.
Black Star Shooter
around for the little Legionnaires.
Hard reverse from the Black Star Shooter. Watch a burst all over.
Wolf Among Sheep immediately hydras there. He did not want to take, the full brunt of that. Actually, he wants to go in high or not at all on the Black Star Shooter, or it's going to go horribly wrong. Squid Assassin's got to stay careful not to be still too long.
Oh no!
Watchers.
They lost 2 engines there, as well as all of their guns. As we've said before on stream, both yourself, myself, and Oracle have said, a squid without engine is a dead squid. That was such a risky position for the Squid Assassin.
Squid Assassin has managed to recover, though, while they focus Wolf Among Sheep. Wolf Among Sheep ramming the Black Star Shooter, taking down its balloon. A little Goomba Stomp there, but doesn't quite crush him against the ground, which is what he really needed to do. Black Star Shooter's balloon. Black Star Shooter's gunning it out of there. He's getting out. He's gotten out of the range. He's getting the hell out.
Whistling Windchime. Yeah, Whistling Windchime gets finished off by the Squid Assassin with little help from... Actually, no help from the Wolf Among Sheep. That was all Squid Assassin. Black Star Shooter, realizing that their ally was in deep trouble there, decides to remove themselves from the engagement and not give the red team, rather, a 3rd point. Watch a burst all over the Wolf Among Sheep. All guns are disabled on that ship. They bounce up, though. High.
But Squid can keep pace. The Squid can keep pace. Here comes the rockets.
Not quite.
Not quite. I don't think the Goldfish will be able to escape, though.
Nope.
And that's it.
I really wish the Goldfish there had simply removed themselves entirely and started reeling backwards, using that Hwacha to slow and disable the opponents that were chasing them. Obviously, they would not be able to outspeed a squid. It's not possible. It's not physically possible.
Little Legionnaires can get in on the Whistling Windchime before his ally respawns. I guess they don't. No, they do know where he is.
Yep.
Are they going to go for it?
Yes, they are. It looks like, using the map here, it looks like they are closing in around the Junker. Black Star Shooter has spawned back in, but he is not in position yet to assist his ally. Whistling Windchime moving towards this ambush slowly.
Black Star Shooter's coming in. Oh, is he going to hit a big Hwacha? Oh, quite a lot. I think the front 2 guns have been disabled. The RAS Wolf Among Sheep has been nullified, but the RAS Squid Assassin coming in on the Windchime. The Windchime's balloon was taken down by that first burst of Wolf Among Sheep's carronades. Whistling Windchime flaming the Squid Assassin!
Very dangerous situation for the Squid Assassin. Extremely dangerous. They have a lot of fire stacks they have to deal with. Their engines are burning out as we speak. Look at those fire stacks still sitting all over the engine column. That is a panic moment, if you will, for a squid. Wolf Among Sheep going in on the Black Star Shooter gun, taking out its balloon. Wolf Among Sheep, though, losing most of its guns in this situation. The Squid Assassin is struggling to keep things together. Those fire stacks have not abated.
Not one itty bit. Fire going out on the Black Star Shooter. Nice use of trifecta from the Wolf Among Sheep. The Black Star Shooter's balloon and hull is down. Black Star Shooter's gotten caught here on a nasty bit of terrain. Black Star Shooter could get rammed. This could be it for the Black Star Shooter. Oh,
Crush and kill.
Oh, and this, you were writing off the little Legionnaires, but now it looks like the Legionnaires could make the comeback of a century. 2 minutes of overtime remaining. They got to do it quickly, though. They got to kill the Whistling Windchime now. Now!
All Whistling Windchime has to do is survive to send this to a game 3. All they have to do is survive. And the Squid Assassin not looking the best against this flamethrower.
But don't discount the possibility of a lucky kill from the blue team either.
No, this is extremely close. I did not think this match would be this close. Look at that, too. Wolf Among
so
Sheep.
I say, screw the overtime. I want to see the rest of the match. Bloody hell, I want to see who wins.
I want to see the end of this. Wolf Among Sheep
Whistling
using...
Windshine's taking focused fire now. Can Black Rock Shooter get in time to save it? Oh, here comes the Watchers! Ah! Oh my god! Oh, Whistling Windchime just barely hanging together. Even he's getting bumped by the Wolf Among Sheep. He's just managed to glide on through. Black Star Shooter's trying to come in to help the Whistling Windchime. Black Star Shooter's coming in for a ram on the Wolf Among Sheep. Rams off his arcs. And now the Squid Assassin taking fire. 60 seconds left!
Getting out the Whistling Windchime. Comeback of the century from the Praetorians. Holy crap.
Holy macaroni. What a comeback for the little Legionnaires. Undercover Praetorians, whatever you'd like to call them.
That was crazy. So wait, who won the last match?
It was the little Legionnaires, wasn't it? So that's
so they
it.
win.
They won.
Wow. That
Wow,
was
I did not expect that.
That was an incredibly close best of 3. The first game was rather one-sided. That was close, though.
Oh, yes.
So close.
It was indeed. That was very impressive.
I'm excited to see what we're going to see from both the Bards and the Star folks in the near future. That was well done. Well done, folks. So, with that being said, that's actually going to be all for us today.
Can I do a quick plug
yes.
before we leave?
The floor is yours.
Yes, everyone. The Bully Boys now have a new YouTube channel. Bully Boys users -- Bully Boys Gaming. Remember, look for it. What happens when a disgraced British lord, a guy with a cybernetic leg, and a white martial artist who thinks he's actually Chinese all meet in a futuristic Cyber Japan? You can find out in my RP game, my Roll-D20 game, that I'm GMing on Bully Boys Gaming. Please give it a watch. I would be very thankful. It's a good laugh.
Alrighty. With that being said, thank you. And yes, reminded by Golden Glade, we have Chivalry tonight. Myself and Golden Glade, we dual stream Chivalry every Sunday night. Usually bad life choices are involved. Usually we lose our heads a couple times.
So yes, watch my stream, watch his stream, watch all of our streams, and yeah, have fun.
Now, with that being said, folks, I want you all to go over to twitch.tv/4thOracle or robandan.tv/live to help support 4th Oracle as he finishes up brackets for today and gives us our final for today's Sunday Community Skirmish. Brick,
I'm looking forward to this.
Brick, I will see you next week.
I'll see you next week, mate.
Aerodrome next Saturday, guys, as well as day 1 of the R&D Invitational, the first ever Rob and Dan Show Invitational. Thank you so much for being here. You've been watching twitch.tv/The Rob and Dan Show.